One problem all rich kids have in common is that they believe everything they want or have is at their disposal, even when they depend on their parents to survive. Kene could afford anything, and even the women he slept with were changed like clothes in his closet. Ever since his mother died 8 years ago, his father, Chief Maduka, has tried his best to see that Kene becomes a responsible young man, but that seems to be a headache. Chief Maduka wouldn't condone such an act in his house and wants him out of his house at the break of another day. How about poor kids? The one problem they all have in common is that they expect too much. You shouldn't blame them when they work very hard to get something. They should be expecting their reward back. Although Oge wasn't from a poor background neither, is she a rich kid as well. She is a successful young lady who worked hard for her money. It is her 35th birthday, and you know what that means. Even if she is not going to make it a big event, at least she will be celebrating with the love of her life, Tunde. Someone was at the door, and I guess it was Tunde. Oge opened the door to see that it was her friend, Benita. Benita shouldn't be here. As hard as it may sound, she came to ruin the moment. Tunde got married a couple of weeks ago without Oge knowing. Benita shouldn't have done this today. It wasn't that easy for her, though, as she finds it hard to move on. Benita, her friend, tried to comfort her to make her know that it's not the end of the world. While Kene may be an irresponsible, spoiled kid, he also has the traits of his father as a hard-working young man, as he was going to take over his father's business someday. He got to find out that his father sacked his secretary when he saw a young man walk into his office to introduce himself as his new secretary. He wanted to know the reason why. His father wouldn't accept him sleeping with his secretary at the office. Oge has gotten over her heartbreak now. Kene isn't just a friend, but a half-brother to Oge. They have no intimate affair going on between them. He came not only to visit her, but to celebrate her previous birthday with a present. On the flip side, Benita seems not to be living a good lifestyle. She brings home expensive gift items and groceries to her mother, and her mother isn't comfortable with it anymore. Not even her friends know what she does for a living. She's tired of the fact that her mother keeps bothering her about getting married. Her friends, Oge and Tamara, advised her to take things easy with men, because her desperation is the reason why she hasn't gotten a decent man. Kene now lives his life to the fullest ever since he moved out from his father's house. It got worse that he now sleeps with sisters and watches them beat up themselves over a man who doesn't care. This is how pathetic women can be. Coyote, his friend, may not be okay with the way he treats women, but he somehow enjoys the groovy. He is married to Tamara, and like the saying about birds of a feather, he may also be cheating on his wife who's pregnant for him. Tamara has been hearing a lot about her husband cheating on her, but Kayode kept denying it until she one day decided to check his phone. He had a number saved Carpenter on his phone, and while she dialed the number, a lady picked. Coyote came in to find out what was going on, but the young man knew how to play around his wife's intelligence. Benita's desperation has always been on rich guys. She had eyes on Kene right from time, but the guy seems not to notice her. She came to his office to go for lunch with him, but Kene seems to be busy. Oge came to spend time with her half-brother. She was about to leave when Kene's former secretary, Vivian, came in. Kene was the reason she was sacked by his father, and he never cared to know how she fared. He was outraged that the lady came to his house without letting him know. Oge wasn't happy with the way he talks to ladies. Kene dumbfounded the ladies when he told them both to leave his house. This is how lackadaisical Kene can be. Oge and Benita hung out later that evening. They talked about Kene. She was still furious about what Kene did and really sympathized with the lady he will eventually end up with. Benita was still desperate to have him, and she needed her friend's help. Even if she can't get the young man, she wouldn't mind having his father, Chief Maduka. All she wanted was the baby girl's life. Kene resumed office the following day with sad news from his secretary that his father was rushed to the hospital. His father had already been discharged from the hospital when Kene came in. Chief Maduka intends stepping down as the CEO due to his health. Kene was already happy to become the new CEO. His father thinks he wasn't ready for such a huge task with his kind of lifestyle. Kene must get married to a decent lady if he wants to become the CEO. Kene wouldn't let his father hand over the position to someone else, so he lied that he and Oge were already engaged. Mr. Maduka is the godfather to Oge. He took care of her when her parents died as a teenager. He was happy about the news and wanted to see them both on the weekend. He must act quickly and convince her of the new development. They have to get married. Kene is willing to give her 10 million naira for the arrangement. Which lady wouldn't accept such an offer? Oge was also scared of breaking his father's trust. The plan is to get married, he gets the position, and they divorce. Oge is getting worried about the whole idea now. Shortly, Chief Maduka came in, and they had to play along. Chief expressed his delight over his son making a choice like his goddaughter, who he knows well as a decent lady. Her friends heard about what was going on between her and Kene. They wanted to know why she accepted him after everything he did to women. After the marriage, Oge wanted to know if his father had handed over the company to him so they could divorce, and she gets her money. But his father told him to hold on until after their honeymoon. Along the line, Oge thought that getting a quick divorce after Kene has become the CEO will make his father disappointed in them. They decide to extend the marriage contract while they catch their fun. Kene was already having a date with a lady that night, and it was cool with Oge. Days later, Kene's father called. He wanted to see them both, and it was urgent. Chief Maduka was disappointed at the children trying to deceive an old man like him. They were trying to convince him that they both married for love until Benita took them unaware. Chief Maduka wanted them to prove it to him, and if he must hand over the company, they will move into his house for him to see for himself, while Benita stays in the guest room to also monitor them. Benita wasn't happy with Chief Maduka's decision, but she had to comply since she was also making advances to get Chief. The task has just begun. They have to start playing the role of couples to complete what they started. They had to start proving every doubt in the presence of the old man, but Benita felt pained with all the drama they were putting up. It didn't stop there. Kene saw his father coming inside, so it was the perfect time to add zest to their little drama. Chief Maduka was happy with what he saw, but how long can these two go without getting emotionally attached? The friends were having a good time out when Benita stormed them. She seemed not to be happy that everything was going well for her friends while she felt left out. She will go any length to make things difficult for them. She then exposed KO'd cheating on Tamara on several occasions. Tamara couldn't hold it anymore. She let loose her anger on him at the very spot until they got home. Coyote kept pleading and would do anything to save his marriage. The couples needed to do more to convince Chief Maduka since they don't know what Benita could be up to. They have to make the old man believe that they love each other. So having what seems to be wild sex and screaming at the top of their voice may convince him. Chief Maduka heard them and really got ecstatic with the mood. Benita was fast losing the race. She needs to act fast or lose everything. That night, she went to Oge's room to tell her to stop the pretense. She also got news for them that she will be going on a vacation to Dubai with Chief Maduka. It's her opportunity to get what she wants of becoming Mrs. Maduka, and when she becomes Kene's stepmom, she will make sure that Kene doesn't lay his hands on the company. That was a threatening statement to make. Benita was becoming a threat to them, and she will definitely halt their plans if she gets his father to sleep with her and eventually get her pregnant. Tamara suggested that Oge gets pregnant for Kene. It's the only option left to make their plans work before Benita does something unimaginable. Oge wouldn't even buy such an idea. The notion was beginning to change ever since Chief Maduka and Benita went on a vacation. Kene is beginning to stalk Oge on what she does and where she goes. He is not okay with her outfit to a dinner party. This was unusual of him to bother himself about her. To make matters amusing, he is disturbed that she's not putting on her wedding ring, He had to let her go since the rules still apply that they both have the liberty to date whoever they wanted. He couldn't sleep until she came back late at night. She was surprised to find him still awake. He was worried that he called her 11 times, but she didn't pick up. But Oge looked exhausted and wanted to sleep. Oge was already fast asleep when he came in. He had a lot running through his mind while he watched her sleep. He couldn't stop gazing upon her while he covered her the duvet. On the flip side, Oge is beginning to feel love for Kene too. She needed advice from her friend because she couldn't help it any longer. Tamara some time ago warned her about starting this, which may end up turning into something deep. Oge never believed it would come to this. She is scared of telling him because Kene is the kind of guy who doesn't understand the language of love. Oge decided to leave the house. She no longer wants to play the game anymore. Benita, having found out what was happening, believes her time has come to get what she wanted, not until she got a text that her mother was very sick. Benita immediately rushed to see her mother. She didn't know that Oge was right behind her. Her mother thanked Oge for all the financial support she was giving to her, which Benita never knew about. Benita felt paralyzed in her soul. She never knew Oge had been like a sister to her while she backstabbed her. Everything seems to be working for her now. Kene had something to tell his father. He no longer wants the CEO's position. He has found something more purposeful than his ambitions. Oge was astounded to hear Kene talking about love. He has fallen helplessly in love with her. Benita came in. She wanted to amend things. She apologized to Chief Maduka for making advances to him while they were abroad. She felt really sorry for all the inconveniences she made the couples pass through because of her desperation, while she opened up to Kene that Benita loves him. Oge has a heart of gold and willing to forgive her. Chief Maduka was happy once again with everything playing before his eyes, and everything seemed to have fallen in line for them again. Thanks for watching. Please comment your thoughts and also like and share this video for more super amazing videos that we are bringing to you. And if you're watching from our YouTube channel, you can also subscribe and turn on your notification for more. Thank you.